click it on, and bing.
And then it covers
everything.
everything.
So, but I don't know what to do. Did you kill the software and then open up?
Oh, I think we're back up.
Are we back up?
Maybe.
Oh, it restarted itself because drop frames are showing as 0.
Yeah. It'll
No?
come back in a second, this thing, but it often does reconnect.
But that's funny. It's showing drop frames as 0. Live is 34. Testing, testing. Are we here? We're not there yet from their point of view.
Okay, guess not. Then
Shift up two windows, up to the Safari window. We are connected, so the connection is back in.
Yeah. Huh.
Okay, go back down. I don't know. What do you think? I'm saying kill it or what?
Oh,
back.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that.
Okay, good. And I don't know. Move the. I didn't have a chance to set it with you there, so
Okay.
it's up to you. Move the camera or move your stool or whatever.
Yeah.
So here we are. We're up, are we?
We're here.
Okay, good. I'll just get back to work.
Okay.
I'm an apprentice this morning.
Yeah.
We were just chatting about them. I know the calligraphy is here, but rather than put my knife right on the edges of the lettering, which causes a lot of stress on it, I cut, look at this, you can see I'm cutting wider outside first. And this is apprentice job. The apprentice spends all the hours doing this and says, Dave, all ready, over to you. And the master, whatever, the experienced guy comes in and he can now cut exactly. I did one here as a sample. He can cut exactly on the edge of the line.
Because the pressure is relieved over
exactly. So I'm going to spend the morning here. This is an apprentice job here.
Okay.
So. And then that brought up the question, why not have lasers do this part of it? If it's going to be an apprentice work anyway, hire an electronic apprentice. Have the laser or CNC machine or whatever to do this part of it. And then I come in myself, once all the prep work is done, and just cut the lines. Should we do that? Does it devalue our work? Or the same question we just said, oh yeah, Dave, he uses lasers. He doesn't actually do that.
He doesn't actually carve in.
You see what I mean? Should I care about that or should I not care about that? People who know, they know, and if the other people don't know, then who cares? I don't know how to answer that question. By hiring printers here, did I devalue my 25 years of work? Oh, Dave, he doesn't do it by himself. I've seen the videos. Pride gets in the way, eh? It's cold out there this morning. It is. It's really cold after a spring day like yesterday, last couple of days. I was telling the printers, open the doors, turn off your heater, and they're all like, what planet are you from? Are they quiet, or you're scrolling back?
Yeah,
to
I'm
see
scrolling back because they've gone
it.
quiet. People were saying there are a lot of coups in the writing there, but they look like coups, but I think they're actually the repeater
yes,
characters.
That's the repeater.
Yeah.
You want to explain what that means?
It's, I can see one upside down. It looks like there might be a so or something. Then after it would get another repeater. Oh, okay. Ooh.
I might. Go ahead.
I don't know. I still can't read these, but they look like coup, but Suzuku. No.
So like this here. These are come upside down too. This is yo. This is cho. I can't see where I'm upside down.
Where does it start? Yeah.
I don't know where it starts, so I'm not sure. I'm upside down here.
Yo.
So anyway, for example, if this is yo, could be yo this guy. I'm not sure. If this was yo, then we have ku, and this means yo. It's a repeater symbol. It says take the same phrase
from before and
and now what actually defines the phrase? These 3 or these 6 or whatever. I don't really know about that, but it says repeat the phrase and just go.
Yeah. Next to it, I see ade and then a repeater, so it would be ade.
Yeah, exactly. And most of this is all it's her noise going, or the octopus going tuk 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 tuk, and he's going instead of writing tuk 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 tuk, instead of repeating sometimes.
So go on and on.
Exactly. So,
yeah.
And when I first saw this too, I'm thinking, coo. What's the story here?
Yeah.
Actually, what we should do is, there is a modern Japanese translation of this. It's a Wikipedia page, and there's a rough English version of it. I should get that ready for me, so that when I'm carving a phrase here, I can let people know exactly, I'm now carving the part that says this, you know, so. Tomorrow's stream will be censored. The audio portion of tomorrow's stream is censored. Here's one. You can see, we're talking about this earlier. See the break and the gap here?
Oh, yeah.
And there's another gap here in the octopus. This was all from the original.
Right.
There's a gap in the octopus. And this gap here lines up exactly with where this stroke comes down. And this gap lines exactly with where this stroke was. And you see what's happening. The guy has just rushed through this job as fast as he possibly could. He keeps banging here and banging there. And who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? Just blow it through.
And I see someone ask, are you reproducing the carver's work or the designer's work?
Well, we talked about
what are you going to do? Keep those chips or?
Oh no, of course not. I'm going to, as far as I can understand them.
Right.
This is the character for Ichi. There's no question about it. I'm going to carve it as a straight line.
Yeah.
When I did the octopus body, I didn't put a nick in it. I know Shimoika, in his version, he put all the nicks and pops and cracks in there.
Interesting.
Because he's trying to make a replica.
Yeah.
And no thanks. But the other thing, when we were just starting, we talked about it. Because it's on left and right pages, the calligraphy, clearly a different carver.
Oh, wow.
Clearly a different carver. The original calligraphy would have been brushed by one guy, and it was split up and sent to two different parts of the workshop. Yeah. Desk number 1, desk number 2. And this one is cleaner and sharper and more fine. And this one, the lines are absolutely fatter. If you compare the same, you'll find the same character on both sides. This is, in a simple word, this side is fatter and fuzzier, and this side is sharper and cleaner. And it could be a different carver, or it could be this printer was careless, slapped on more pigment, used a softer, wetter paper, and blurred it out. And this was a harder, drier paper or a lighter touch for the printer.
Yeah.
But me, I've got to come across, what am I going to do?
Make it consistent somehow.
Well, no, I can't. I can't shave all these down. So I'm just going to copy what I see. And my result will be these characters will be a little bit fatter than these characters on the side. And it will just make a good story. I mean, that's it. It's part of the story of what this thing is, you know.
Yeah. Zoo, choo,
This is not Nobel Prize literature. You know? This is a porn book, and the plot is the plot. There's nothing else to say about it. You know? Yeah. If you're looking for intellectual experience, you're in the wrong place today. Here, so.
Cool. Ketchy Pitzer says, I started carving myself because of David's YouTube channel. So I just wanted to say thanks for spreading your art and message, and I enjoy listening to the videos in the background while I work on my own stuff. So that's cool.
Well, that's what I want to hear. So I mean, people that enjoy it for the sake of enjoyment is one thing, but if it actually incites people or encourages people to start, that's even more fun. That's so great. Keep sending those cards and letters. There's a good one in the mail today. I forwarded it to you. It came to my personal mail, so I forwarded it over to you for answering that. Somebody who got the ebook.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, he just can't believe it. I know how much information there is in there, how well it's prepared and how well it's laid out. And,
cool.
And me too. I think he said this is not just an ebook. He said this is a course on woodblock printmaking. And it is, actually. Yeah. There's also, I saw overnight in the orders, somebody went through the shopping cart and bought every ebook that we have. It was like 14,
wow.
And not just the printmaking stuff, the old Yoshida ebooks and stuff, and all my stories and stuff.
Oh, wow. Cool. How sensitive is this camera to adjustments? This fridge is just out of frame, and they're saying they want to see an owl.
It's up to you. It's at the moment, it's just sort of balanced. There's no... some directions it'll move and some directions it won't move. Well, tell you what, Cameron's an easy way to do that.
There we go. I just did it.
Well, but now you're gone, so whatever. There's an easy way to do it. Fridge is much more movable than the camera is, I think.
Indeed.
It's up to you. I missed out yesterday because we were back for the first time after 2 weeks. There were people who were really expecting Fridge to be there, and I screwed up by not having him as part of it yesterday. So can't be helped.
So soft.
Yeah, it might be more sense to get a tripod for that. Do we have another small tripod? I don't know.
We have a really small one
Well,
upstairs.
it might be better than to clear the desk here, put the tripod on the end of the counter, because this arm thing just is not so easily adjustable. Even the camera right now, the camera's crooked.
Yeah. I remember you previously had it as a test set up over there.
Tried
Did that
it, yeah,
not
but
work
it's
out too
really
well?
clumsy. It blocked all the access to all these shelves. And then even then, when I started to talk to you, it's the back of my head. So if you're going to do talk show format, I think it makes more sense to do it over this way.
The
So.
faces.
But whatever, if you have ideas, son, or if anybody else has ideas, son, shoot them to us. I think you're a bit off camera. You've put it so you can't even
I
get
was
seen.
just leaning back. Yeah. Right.
It doesn't do much. Yeah, it's always.
So it goes that way. But it
Yeah,
doesn't
not
go
this way.
further
No. That's why I said I think we'll switch to a tripod. Just put it on top of the desk. That gives you complete control. Yesterday I had the thing hanging upside down from the roof with the camera mounted upside down on it, to get that.
Did you then in the program flip
No.
over the image?
The camera. So I mounted the camera upside down on the arm, so the camera was okay, but it was hanging upside down from the roof. So. I don't know if OBS has that capability. I don't know. Minimize the impact on the CPU. We're running there's three video streams running right now. Even
I guess I can turn off.
you could do that. It might help. Yeah. So exactly.
There we go.
So it's my turn on the video. Is it? You've got that thing all done upstairs?
So,
My
yeah.
turn. Okay. I'm trying not to get too distracted today.
Yeah.
Really, I've got to get that staff brochure pamphlet done. So I'm going to try. I sort of tried yesterday, but again, the usual thing happens. I should maybe just try and get upstairs. Who's on staff today? It's Koizumi-san's last day. Teiko-san, can I? The two of them?
I think so. I think it's the
And
same
one
group
of
as
them
we had
is
yesterday.
So I should
right?
be able to just hide upstairs, I think.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday was Shiba-san. Down to Koizumi-san. I think today, unless there's been a major change, it should be Teiko-san.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, yesterday was Shiba-san.
Yeah, and Koizumi-san was filling in because Audrey was
Traveling or something. Yeah.
asked for a day off. You give me a break asking for a day off.
Dun, dun, dun. Jed says, I'm going to Skype after the stream ends. Prepare to be interrupted for a bit.
Yeah, I know. I saw it quickly. Jed sent the idea for a new image.
Yeah.
I think for that, it looks cool. I know, Jed, if you're there, I am interested. This looks really, really cool. Very nice. I know. I'm especially intrigued by the idea that we talked about this before. I want something really strong in every image. And when I popped up this one, and when I woke up from my sleep this morning, wow, look at that. The cliff is right there overhanging the sky.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm on board with this one very, very much.
Cool.
We have to do a really interesting cliff.
Yeah.
So I'd like to study some way that the cliffs have been carved in woodblock printmaking and stuff. But we can't have a wimpy cliff. We can't have a wimpy soft lines. We've got to have a dramatic cliff. But I really, really like the image.
Cool.
This
Have
huge
either of you
thing.
been to Matsushima before?
Yeah, I've been to Matsushima many times.
Cool.
So.
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful place, and seeing that image kind of reminded me of it, of walking around some of the islands that
Really? That's not the image that came to mind for me at all.
okay.
Have you been to, up in Fukui Prefecture, there's the place, I can't remember the name. It starts
the
with
edge of
an
the
M.
Japans.
Yeah, it's on the edge of Japan. It's It's near Fukui where our paper is made, and it's a famous place where people kill themselves by throwing themselves off the cliffs.
I've
there.
heard of the area and seen pictures of it, but not
and
been
it
to it.
is really, really cool. It's really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought of when I saw this one, except this has got this gentle fisherman sitting there.
Yeah. Less gruesome backstory.
Yeah, whatever. So.
He says, deal, we'll do a hardcore cliff.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. When I saw that this morning, I jumped up and down. I was in bed. I didn't jump up and down. But my point was, I like it. And let's work it up. Very nice. I think it could be one of the highlights of the series.
Cool.
We've had some pretty soft, quiet prints in this series. You know, number 3, number 5, and having some energy and drama is a good thing.
Cool.
Capital G, capital T. It's a good thing. I was very excited about that one. And I did Skype, was it yesterday? I don't even know. It was Tuesday. I was on the train on the way home.
Yeah.
Or no, on the way to home, I can't remember which. You know, I'm sitting on the train. It's crowded. People to the left of me, people to the right of me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm doing some email or whatever on the phone. And all of a sudden, ding, ding, ding. Skype rings. And a guy, I quickly turn the sound down and whatever. And it's Jed. So I quickly send a Jed.
I'm on a train. Now it's still a gruesome scene if you're a fish. Someone said, I really like Jed's new image too. I think he popped up one of the early sketches on Instagram.
Good. Well, I'm used to that now, of course. You know.
He said, I was curious how you would carve the fishing line. It's white. So would the paper be showing through on the fishing line or do something else for that?
I don't remember. Is it against the sky only or is it against a lot of different things? If the fishing line is against the cliff and against the sky and against the water, then we have a real problem because
getting
them all to line up. Yes, exactly. But if the fishing line is only against the sky, then it's a no-brainer. It's easy. Just pull it out of the sky block.
Cool.
And we also are going to start.
It's against all the things.
No, then cut.
We'll talk to you, Jed.
So I'll talk to you later. So. The other thing about that is too, the cliff, to do it nicely, will need a bunch of blocks. I don't know how many. We shouldn't go too many. But also there's water with lots of texture and tone. There's foam. So to do that nicely would need a bunch of blocks.
Yeah. But they aren't overlapping, so
they're too close. They're too close. And again, I'm just trying to remember what I saw this morning just for a few seconds. And that my alarm bell rang off. Oops, here we are. We need a bunch of blocks for the water. We need a bunch of blocks for the cliff. So I think the water was just bottom right-hand side. Yeah. So it's okay. You can carve bottom right, top left, and flip the block with a Kento, but that's still two printings now.
That's still two printings, So
we have some hardcore negotiations to do on this one, I think, but we'll see.
But it looks really cool and promising.
Anyway, so I was really excited when I saw it, and I'm looking forward to it. So I think it can be a highlight of this series. Drama.
Benny Day, welcome. Glad you're joining us. It says, hello, Mr. Bull, Cameron, and everyone in chat. Honestly, I've never heard of woodblock printmaking, but this is interesting. So thanks for joining us today. It's fun.
Send him over to YouTube, Cameron.
Yeah. You can learn a lot more about it on YouTube.
What would be the first video to recommend over on the YouTube channel? I think it would be the one making Chibi Heroes prints, because it's a start to finish. It's a 15-minute video. It's quite rough, a fast cut, and it shows the whole thing. The whole thing. From Jed designing to me on my bicycle, taking the finished prints to the post office. I thought that was a really nice ending to that. I get a funny comment about that one day, that video. I set the camera up in my driveway, turned it on, and then I put the box on my bicycle, drove out of my driveway and drove down the street out of sight. Then, of course, I turned around and came back and shut the camera, blah, blah. And somebody said, how did you do that? Was somebody else with the camera? I thought you lived alone, blah, blah, blah. I said, I do live alone. And they were stunned that I could leave the camera in my driveway, turn it on, get on my bike, and ride out of sight, and come back, and the camera would still be there. And I'm like, where do you live? In the middle of New York or something? I don't remember the conversation back and forth. But here in Japan, I could do that, and I think I could do that if I lived in the middle of Shinjuku. I think you could leave it there all day. No one's going to come into a driveway and steal a camera. I think like that. Am I being a bit naive? I don't know. What's on your schedule today, Sarah?
The end of the month, isn't it? It's the last day of the month.
So the billing prep.
Up billing and stuff.
Okay. Good. But again, lots of people still haven't received their February prints, so they're not going to want to pay for March. So in the letter that goes, you know, we adjust the letter every once, right? Put something in there about that.
Yeah, explaining what's happened with
So here's your bill.
delays and stuff.
Although we understand that many of you may not have yet received your February print, things are rolling, things are on the way.
Yeah.
And please bear with us as we dig out of the hole that we got into at the beginning of the year by having so many subscribers. You know, all the prints. In fact, this is for March to show.
Yep. And so the first group of people will also be able to get their boxes since we've got the first.
Oh, are they in?
those.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's why Aoyama-san was in Ome.
Yep.
So
Yeah. So we've got
Right.
lots of special groups going on. Some of those people with boxes, some
Is
who
this
ordered
just-
them but can't get them.
Okay, so be careful. I'll keep out of your way too. Right. Is Aoyama-san coming in here today? Do you know?
I haven't heard.
I think he will be because he's going to be
he's
dropping
bringing
off
back the
stuff.
wood and
But
dropping
if he's
off.
going to stay, if he's around here around lunchtime, I would like, if it's okay. Is it Teiko-san and Koizumi-san? So 3 or 2 staff members
Pull
today.
that up.
Well, no, Safari. I killed Safari.
Okay, so this is page.
Yeah, you can if you pop a new tab with a manager. Anyway, my point is, if there is 3 of them, then I'd like to have a bit of a powwow staff meeting at lunchtime. Me and you and Aoyama-san, if he's okay, if he's got time for it.
Yeah.
If not, then no problem. Next time he's here, and maybe if today's too busy, then.
Oh yeah.
Who's here?
Koizumi-san, Fuji-san, and Yamada-san.
And Kira-san, because it's Thursday
Oh yeah.
show.
Yeah. So we've got plenty of people today.
So, and then I would like to skip out. If Aoyama-san's cool with it, I'd like to skip out for a quick lunch meeting.
Okay.
Executive privilege here.
Alright.
Take the managing group out to ask Shuva a couple of things. Then Kira-san too. Then I want her. I don't want her to start putting new stuff in the flea market just yet.
Yeah.
I want her to do the door hunger prints.
Okay. Yeah.
There's 30 more that
make
go in
sure
the catalog.
that-
Yep.
And those, for the most part, are ones we can get again. Is that correct?
I
Is the
believe all of them. I
Numabe
believe
one? Okay.
all of them. That's
All right,
the
so
ones
they're
that we
also
got.
getting
Yeah, they're
reprinted, whereas
recycling, they're
Numabe-san's
recycling.
prints,
No, that's different
sometimes
story.
they're reprinting them and sometimes they're not,
That's-
so
that's
it's been hard. But
yeah.
okay, Doi Hangaten,
Yep.
is
Yep.
they're rolling.
The ones that are in are
Yeah.
rolling. So.
Okay, good.
And I can write a generic kind of explanation that goes to the same thing for all of them. In fact, we've already written it.
Yeah,
she
since
can
you
just
have a
get them
few
up and
already,
open.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
the other bottleneck is that she keeps waiting for me to write the description for every one of the flea market prints she
Right.
scans, and that's a bottleneck for us. So.
But these ones already have
Yeah.
general
So by the end
descriptions.
of the day today, there should be 40 Doi hunger prints up on that website.
Okay. You guys listening? Yeah. Just kidding.
Whatever.
Just teasing.
Yamada-san's doing okay too. I tried to push him a little bit. He's been too conservative, you know. He's waiting and studying and thinking, I can't do this till I'm not good enough yet. And
Yeah.
that will never happen. So we got to,
Just go for it.
yeah, and it's too soon for it yet, but at some point we just got to toss him in and do a party.
Yeah.
You know, somebody with Japanese people, maybe a couple or something.
Yeah.
And with Teiko-san standing by him. But, so he's not ready for that yet, but I've got to threaten him. I've got to tell him that's what's going to happen.
Threaten.
No, I know.
Encourage.
I get it. He's a nice guy, but he'll spend the rest of his life preparing
Yeah.
before he jumps off. He's the kind of guy that will stand on the edge of the pool
Yeah.
and think about it and dip his toe in and think about it. And maybe dip his ankle in and think about it and think about it. And 6 weeks later, he's still up to his knees. You know, he's just too careful. You know, I get it. But,
Yeah.
so he needs a kick in the ass to just dump him into the pool. You know. The other day when he was here, I mean, he spent some time going to school in Britain, but also he spent a bunch of time, I think a year or something, in Germany.
I didn't know about that.
No,
So,
Germany or Italy, I can't remember which it was.
so he speaks a little bit of another language
He
too.
does. So he's sitting here with me. The customers at the counter
Yeah.
were Italian there, and he said something to let me know that he understood what they were saying. I thought, what? Would you understand that? He says, I was there for a year. I said, get up there and
go
talk to him. He says, I can't. Get over there. You know? So he goes over there and didn't really want to do this, but he would just sit there and not say anything. You know, customers are here. We speak their language, and
Yeah.
a little bit. And he just wouldn't do that because he's not perfect. He's just so Japanese, you know. He's so Japanese.
People are Japanese.
Whatever. Don't hold it against him, but whatever, you know. Just get up there, jump in the pool, and start swimming, you know. He's so Japanese. if it isn't perfect, they're not going to do it. Just nothing ever happens. I don't. How did the Shinkansen ever get built? I don't know.
Well, it runs perfectly. No, not perfectly. Everyone's gone totally quiet.
The stream is up. Is it okay?
Yeah, it looks like we're all
good. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry. Don't worry about it.
Judd says, the engineers were threatened with public shaming. That's how it got done. Sad.
So got end of the month again. My God. Payday.
Yep.
Have we got enough in the bank, sir? I think we do, right?
I think we're doing okay, yeah.
Because I spent an awful lot of money this month. That scares me when I look at the totals. Have you seen it?
Of the on auctions?
Yeah. Have you seen what I spent? I'm sorry, but
It was a good
whatever.
month.
Yeah, but
They've been selling well, though.
I'm just so scared about April and May,
Yeah.
Our own David's Choice section is just empty.
Yeah.
In Oma yesterday, on Tuesday when I went through the shelves, I was stunned by that.
Yeah.
There's those big filing cabinets, A4, there's like 70 drawers, more, 100 drawers. I'm going through and not one drawer in Ted had any prints left in it. They're empty. So I'm sorry to dump all the cash, but we are desperately going to need that stuff come April.
Mm-hmm. Couple questions. I realize you do mostly ukiyo-e and now are doing some shinhanga style prints with the subscription. Have you ever considered doing sosaku hanga style prints?
No. It's absolutely no interest to me whatsoever. Yeah. Even when I did original prints by myself, the Solitude series, they are not sosaku in the sense that carved and printed on the block and with blood flowing everywhere and stuff.
Yeah.
They are done in a traditional format. I published them. I talked to the designer David to do a design, and then I talked to the carver David to do the carving, and then I talked to the printer David to do the printing. No, they're traditional prints.
Yeah.
So they're not sosaku. I mean, it's all one guy doing everything, but they're not sosaku intellectually.
Right.
They were traditional prints.
Got it.
I really have no interest in it. I'm sorry. There's different stuff. There are interesting prints out there made by the sosaku people.
Yeah.
For me, in general, because I'm a control freak type person, I want to see high quality production. And for the most part, the sosaku prints are interesting creatively, but the people
quick.
are not trained. Yeah, they're quick and dirty work because the people are not trained as technicians. And my personal choice is I like the high technique.
Yeah.
So sosaku doesn't work for me in that sense.
Yeah.
And the other part of it is the dishonesty rampant in that field. Sosaku people like Kiyoshi Saito and whatever, he's dead now, they did it all by themselves because this is what sosaku meant. They're creative talents like a Beethoven, start to finish all by themselves. And that's bullshit. As soon as they got popular, as soon as the gallery started saying, give me 100 more of that one, they farmed it out to printers to do the work. Not all of them, but most of the popular sosaku workers ended up sending their stuff to professional printers.
Yeah.
So no thanks if that's the ethic, then no, I don't make it part of it. Sorry, grumpy answer. So
That's okay. Sounds curious, what microscope are you using for these tiny details?
it's a stereoscope. I know this is not the kind of microscope that you look at bacteria with in a medical research lab. This is the kind of scope that's used for people doing inspection of electrical components and IC chips and stuff like that. So it's what's called a stereo microscope, and it's
Meiji Techno.
The company's Meiji Techno, and this is an EMZ, and it's now an 8.
8TR.
TR is trinocular.
Trinocular. Oh, okay.
And I was using, and I still got upstairs, I'm using a Meiji ET EMZ5 is the previous model.
Okay.
And they come up used on eBay and stuff all the time, maybe 150, 200 bucks, whatever.
Okay.
And the cool thing about a stereo microscope like this, as opposed to the kind of microscope they're watching bacteria with, is the lens doesn't have to be really, really close to the thing that you are viewing. So in other words, there's room for me to put my hand in here. I don't know if you can see it. You see it on the video. So you've got a lot of difference between the object and the objective lens. So, and this could go even higher. If I set the settings even more, this could go up, 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 up.
Yes.
And actually, what we've done is we've cut the power down on this. I've made it weaker. And if there's an attachment lens that screws in the bottom here, like this. And if I take this lens off, now, oh my God, it's too much. I can't see. I can't even see my whole fingernail.
It's too
powerful.
So you'd have to be up here or something to.
No, there's too small of an area visible. So when you buy the scope as it is, there's too small of an area visible. It's great for the computer chips. You can see each soldering tip of those chips and stuff. So I've got this lens, and this is marked as a
0.5.
It's a 0.5.
Okay.
So it cuts it down by well, whatever, half. I guess.
Decreases the zoom by half. So
not the zoom, it decreases the area that's visible. Decrease the power. The microscope becomes half weak.
Okay.
And without that, I couldn't use this.
Okay. Huh.
And then also, I'm zoomed at the
highest.
the lowest, the weakest level. If I really try and zoom in, now I can see. I'm seeing in the scope here the area thumb to thumb. That's the edges. Can I see that? Yeah. That's the circle I'm seeing. It's about a 3 or 4 centimeter circle. Yeah. And if I now start to go closer, whoa, here we go, 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 here we go. Now I'm looking inside my thumbnail now. Whatever. All I can see now is pink. I can see the tiny, maybe it's about this big of a circle inside my fingernail here. Wow. And this is still cut by half. If I take that off again, you're even closer. So in other words, about 1 millimeter of that block would fill my whole viewfinder. Wow. So this is a super, super tool. It could go right down. If I needed to do neurosurgery, it'll go down there. But for doing what I'm doing here now, and I can see, as I said, I see about that much of a circle, which is perfect. Yeah. Perfect for me. Do you want to hear sound? Doi hanga, doi hanga, doi hanga, doi hanga.
I have it on the top of my list.
Good, thank you. How you doing?
Good. Hate the rain though.
Yeah, can't be helped.
John Becker says, take off the adapter and you'll be carving individual cells on that wood block.
It's just not so useful for this kind of work. It's kind of new if we were inspecting the washi or something to see how the fibers are laid together and this and that. So using a microscope as an inspection tool, that's a different story. Yeah. But for me, I need to see this knife and where it's going, So I'm very, very, very happy with this. I hadn't known about these until it was when I was in maybe the last year of the Pseudomono album project, when a friend of mine, friend of mine then, his name is Vyacheslav Varokov. He's a Ukrainian boy. A guy who is living in Japan. And he, now living in Japan with a Japanese wife. Yeah. He used to work for Van Cleef and Arpels in New York as a jewelry designer / engineer, the guy that would build design a ring and then build the tools so that the craftsmen at the workshop could do it. Yeah. And he was really on a high important part of their workshop. I guess the stress and whatever out of it. So he came over. I think they sent him over to Japan to work in their Japanese office, and he dumped them and stayed. Yeah. A really, really nice guy. And he, in his younger days, before he was conscripted into the Russian army, this goes ways back. This guy's almost old as I am, so he goes way back. He was sent to Afghanistan. I mean, he's got some super stories to tell. Oh, wow. Some horrific, terrifying stories to tell about what happened to some of the Russian boys when they were being captured by Afghan troops and stuff. Now, we don't want to go there. Anyway, so he used to do metal engraving. Copper plate engraving was his thing before he ended up being conscripted into the army. So he had experience at cutting burans and cutting tools and cutting designs in copper plates. And to do that, he had wanted to do close-up work, and he had got himself one of these scopes, a rudimentary scope. So when he visited me one day, and I'm doing the Pseudomono albums, and I guess I'd been complaining my eyes are getting no good, and I had a sort of a round lens. He's like, why don't you get a microscope? And I'm like, Slav, microscopes, they don't have room for you to put your hand on.
Yeah.
You know, like I know what I'm talking about. You know, you can't. There's no room to put my fingers in. He says, Dave,
Try this kind.
let's look at Slav. So,
Cool.
so it's because of Slav that I learned about this.
Is he still living in the area?
I haven't spoken to him now in maybe a year or so. About a year ago, maybe he didn't drop by.
Got an email or something?
Yeah, something. I forget this. So there was communication, and he has a jewelry business of his own on a back street in Ginza, or he did at that time.
Yeah.
I don't know if he survived the entrance or whatever. I don't know. But, oh yeah, he left Van Cleef and Arpels. He was headhunted by a Japanese jewelry designer called Ginza Shiraishi, and they were opening a new wedding parlor or something in Ginza, and they hired him to do the line of rings for the first season and stuff. Wow. And also to hire to train their kids.
Yeah, their new guys.
And he did that for a while, and then eventually cut out on his own. Really, really nice guy. Super sharp, super smart. Really, really nice guy. I don't remember the name of his company, but his name is Varlakov, Vyacheslav Varlakov. He calls himself Slav. All these people showing up. Does that mean we're running out of time here, Cameron?
9:31.
9:31. Oh, okay. So it's too bad we didn't get quite to the end of this, but it's okay. We will be picking up tomorrow with more of my apprenticeship work here. You can see what we're doing here. For those of you who just came in before I explained it, we're doing a rough cut around the outside of the calligraphy first. This is apprentice's work. And once we've rough cut to the edge of this, we might do a bit of persuading, get around the edge of it, and then the job will be handed over to our Top Gun carver, Dave Bull, for doing for then working on the calligraphy. And I will then sharpen my knife even sharper than it is now, and we will start slicing. And then if this first corner turns out successful, we will keep going. And you know the image, there is a ton more. We've started right here, and there's another ton and a ton and a ton. This is what I'm going to be doing for the foreseeable future here.
So you're going to do it all in patches, is that right?
No, I was gonna paste it all down this morning, but after I did it, I took it to the copy shop, and it turns out that some of these bottom corners, it's too gray. It wasn't printed, so if I paste it down just in that shape, it'll be too gray for me to see at the back. So what I'm going to do is, I just did the one corner today to get started, because this is all clean and sharp and black. I'm going to make a ballooned up copy of this, touch up in pen the areas that are too gray to transfer, then shrink it back down and do the rest. So it could have gone in one piece. There was no reason not to, except that some of the end of the calligraphy was just not visible. And I got in that same trouble with those boys, the two boys, remember? I thought it was all clear. I pasted it down, and I had to backtrack and redraw the hair.
Got it.
And that job is also still pending. And what I might do is partway through this calligraphy, if all of us lose our minds because it's just the same thing every day, Dave carving calligraphy, and especially when we get scope camera, I want to carve the hair on those boys with a scope camera in place. So have no fear, we will be doing different jobs. There will be sizing jobs, there will be different things happening. But for the foreseeable future, Dave is a calligraphy carver.
Okay.
Camera time. Sign is off. We've got a ton of work to do.
All right.
Look at this. I like this new camera. We can actually see each other here. Hey, wow, I can see people. Good. Where's Twitch? Where's Fridge. One day I'll remember his name properly.
Okay, we will.
Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow. Same time, same station. Thanks for hanging around. It's good fun for us to have people watching. Thank you.